You know, we all want to change our lives. Be more productive, get fit, make more money, or just be a better version of ourselves. But what if I told you, it's not the big changes that matter, it's the tiny ones, the small habits. That's the secret behind Atomic Habits by James Clear, a book that doesn't just talk theory, but shows you how change actually happens. Let me walk you through the core ideas of this book, in the way you'd hear it from a friend who just read something life-changing. Chapter 1. The Power of Tiny Changes. So here's the thing. James Clear starts by telling us that big changes don't come from big actions. They come from small habits, repeated consistently. He gives this example. Imagine a plane flying from Los Angeles to New York. If the pilot adjusts the nose by just 3.5 degrees south, the passengers won't even notice. But that tiny change will land the plane in Washington, D.C., not New York. That's how habits work. A tiny change today, repeated for months, can transform your entire destination in life. Chapter 2. Focus on systems, not goals. We often hear, set goals. But James flips the script. He says, forget goals, build systems. Why? Because goals are about the outcome, like, I want to lose 10 kilograms. But systems are about the process, like I'll work out 30 minutes every morning. Winners and losers often have the same goals, but it's their systems that make the difference. So the idea is simple. Don't fall in love with the result. Fall in love with the process. Chapter 3. The Habit Loop. Every habit follows a 4-step loop. Cue, something that triggers the habit. Craving, the desire it creates. Response, the action you take. Reward, the benefit you get. For example, you get a notification. Cue, you feel curious. Craving, you check your phone. Response, and you feel satisfied. Reward. James says, if you want to build a habit, you must make cue, obvious craving, attractive response, easy reward, satisfying. And if you want to break a bad habit, do the opposite. Make the cue invisible, the craving unattractive, the response difficult, and the reward unsatisfying. Chapter 4. Identity Change. Outcome. Change. This part is mind-blowing. Most people focus on outcomes. I want to write a book. I want 6-pack abs. But James says, focus on your identity. Ask yourself, what kind of person writes every day? Answer, a writer. What kind of person eats healthy? Answer, a healthy person. So instead of saying, I want to write a book, say, I'm becoming a writer. Habits are not just about doing, they're about becoming. Chapter 5. Make it obvious. Let's say you want to start a new habit, like reading daily. James says, make it obvious. Use habit stacking. That means link a new habit to an existing one. For example, after I drink my morning coffee, I'll read 1 page of a book. Simple, clear, obvious. You're using your brain's natural rhythm to build something new. Chapter 6. Make it attractive. Your brain is always chasing pleasure, so make your habits feel good. Want to run every morning? Chapter 7. Make it easy. Most people fail because they make habits too complicated. James says, reduce friction. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for repetition. Want to start meditating? Start with 2 minutes. Want to exercise? Do 10 push-upova. Because once you start, you usually keep going. Consistency beats intensity. Chapter 8. Make it satisfying. Your brain needs to feel good immediately after a habit, especially in the beginning. So use instant rewards. After a workout, mark an X on your calendar. Your brain gets a dopamine hit from checking it off. That tiny win builds motivation, and slowly, Chapter 9. Track your habits. James talks about the power of tracking. There's something powerful about seeing your progress. Apps, journals, habit trackers, anything that shows you're moving forward, even if it's just a check mark. Because Chapter 10. Fall in love with boredom. Here's the real secret no one likes to admit. Greatness isn't about excitement. It's about showing up even when you're bored. Champions don't always love the grind. They just show up, even when it's not fun. So, if you feel bored with a habit, congratulations. You're on the right path. Conclusion. So that's Atomic Habits. Not just a book about habits, but a roadmap for real change. Small habits, big results. Start tiny, stay consistent, and before you know it, you'll become the person you always wanted to be. Now go. Take that first tiny step.